What's going on YouTube? Today we're doing the top 10 accessories for your Steam Deck. Starting with number 10, a controller. So pretty much any Bluetooth controller will work with your Steam Deck, whether it be a PlayStation 4, an Xbox, Nintendo Switch, or even some off-brand one, including the one I have. So this is a PlayStation 4 style controller, but it's actually a knockoff version. I ended up getting it off Amazon for about $16, and I got it for a previous project, but I just realized that I could also use this as a controller for the Steam Deck. I ended up hooking up my Steam Deck to a HDMI monitor and then connecting the controller, and then it gave me that console feeling pretty much at the end of the day. So I would definitely suggest just getting a controller. There's nothing wrong with playing on the Steam Deck if you handheld, which is actually my favorite way to play any type of video game, which is handheld. But if I did want that console experience, or if you do want that console experience, I'm gonna go ahead and suggest getting a controller. All right. The next thing I would suggest getting, number 9, I would suggest getting a keyboard. Now this is a special keyboard because not only is it Bluetooth, but it also has a mouse in the middle. This keyboard functions as an all-in-one unit. If you were limited on space, or if you didn't want to carry a mouse and keyboard, then this would pretty much be for you. Another cool feature about it is it has LED lights, and you're able to change the colors based on your mood or just however to look. This was also originally purchased for a previous project, but again, just having those accessories that happen to work for Steam that just makes it that much more convenient. And I love Valve for doing stuff like that. You know, unlike Sony, who needs proprietary software, Valve just allows you to lose pretty much everything you already have. So the next thing on my list would say an actual mouse as well. So this is another Bluetooth mouse. For me, in this sense, it is an essential because it just feels more natural to use. This is normally how I would set it up when I am just using my Steam Deck. I will have the keyboard in front of me, and then the mouse to the right, and then I will have obviously the Steam Deck on the top. And then on top of that, I will have it plugged into an HDMI monitor. So it's a pretty nice little mini desktop feature. Okay, the next thing I would say that you would absolutely need is a pair of headphones. Yes, the Steam Deck does have pretty loud speakers, they're decent, but I prefer to have like that studio experience, right? Like I love being able to hear the sounds and the music while I'm playing my game. So in most cases, in most situations, I'm playing an arcade racer, and I normally turn the audio all the way down, and then I have Bluetooth. It's either playing music from my phone, or more recently, I downloaded Spotify onto my Steam Deck and added it to the Steam store, or the Steam library. That's what it is. And then now you can have it in game. Honestly, with some headphones, you do have a lag. So what I would suggest is just getting a wired cord as well. So thankfully, with the JBL headphones, they have a wired cord that I'm able to plug directly into the Steam Deck as well as into the headphones. So there's no lag, there's no delay, and the audio is a little bit better as well. So super plus. Next thing I would suggest getting is this USB stick. The great thing about this one is USB-C on one end and it's USB-A on the other. So for the USB-C portion, you can either plug that directly into the Steam Deck and use it as storage, or if you have a dock, you can use the other end and then plug it directly into the dock. A cool feature about this one as well is you're able to put in an SD card and a micro SD card. So it's super convenient for not only your Steam Deck, but for other devices that you may have as well. Again, I love how Steam Deck just made everything convenient. Most of the things that you already have work with the Steam Deck, so you really wouldn't even need to spend too much money when you're upgrading your Steam Deck, or once you get a Steam Deck, if you don't already have one. The next accessory I would suggest getting is a grip. Now, the Steam Deck, it is pretty durable and it looks amazing without the case. Without a grip or some kind of case on it. I've also seen some shell swaps that I thought were absolutely amazing. Originally, I wanted to do a shell swap as well, but after watching a couple of YouTube videos and just seeing what you had to do to get that shell swap, I was like, nah. So I just went ahead and went with a grip. I've also seen they have the vinyl stickers, which I may do that as well, but I still may put another grip on top of that. So I may just collect a lot of different grips because I do not trust myself or anyone around me just handle the Steam Deck. Like, I feel like the previous owner that had it before me, I feel like he dropped it, and I think that's why the R bumpers kind of goofy. But I do feel like if he had have had on a grip or some kind of protection, we probably could have avoided that. So I do see a lot of pictures on Reddit where users are just showing, they pretty much raw dogging their Steam decks, and I'm like, there's just no way, there's no way I would do that. The next thing I would suggest getting is obviously a screen protector. So as you can see, mine is on, but I always get bubbles no matter what device I'm trying to apply a screen to, and I always get flack in the comments about it, especially on my 353 VS. Like it was a massive bubble on that. People was like, I don't see how you play it, and it's real easy to turn it on. You don't even see it, so it's easy to ignore. But if you're super picky, or if you have OCD, I can understand how that would bother you, but whatever, it's on there, and I know for sure that my screen is protected. So definitely get one of those. And and pretty much everything that I'm suggesting on this list is stuff that you either already have or is just extremely cheap. The next thing I would suggest getting is an SD card. Obviously, you're going to need space if you have a Steam Deck, especially the lower model versions. I have the 64 gig model, which pretty much it works for me because I retro game. But if you're playing anything, pretty much anything out of the Steam store that's not an indie title, you're going to need a card. So most people suggest getting a terabyte one. There is a terabyte There is a terabyte SD card available on Amazon for about $14, but I'm not 100% sure on the brand. Just be careful about that. Current cards that I do have in it honestly came from previous handhelds that I own. So this is a 64 gig card. The next thing you obviously want to get is a dock. That's just how you're able to connect everything that you need. So this is another off-brand type of thing. It was just one of the cheapest ones. It was around 20-something bucks. This one has a fan, a vent, and multiple different ports on the back. So you have the main one, which is the orange one, right? So even if you don't read, you just pretty much color coordinate everything. But you have the power button. You have the main USB-C cord, I want to say. Then you have your HDMI, your USB-C, which I usually plug in for power to activate the fans and the vents and everything. And then you have your 3 USB ports, which is how I usually have mine set up. So I will have a mouse plugged in, the USB keyboard plugged in, and then I also have the USB stick that I showed you guys earlier plugged in either in the back, or you can also plug that one directly into the top of the Steam Deck using the other end. And then this is a usual setup for me. I'll put it down in the middle, plug in everything, and then it's pretty much acting as like a mini PC. But because I am using a dock and I do have another monitor, what I end up doing is I take that HDMI cord from the monitor, plug that into the back of the dock, and then now I have a nice PC setup. The next thing you're going to need is some kind of case. You want to have a case. You want to have something to carry your Steam Deck in. You don't want to just raw dog it and throw it in a book bag by itself. I would with something like a phone, but definitely not a Steam Deck. One, is super big, so it's going to stand out. Like, I really wish I had a Nintendo Switch to kind of do comparison to, because when I first got this unit, the immediate reaction was like, yo, this thing is massive. You want to have something to carry it around in. So the case that I have, this is the JSO, hope I'm saying that right. And what I love about it is you have space to carry multiple different things. So I have this little carrying bag where I like to put all my different cords and any other little small accessories that I may need for the Steam Deck on top. But what I love about this particular one is it also acts as like a dock. So if you prop it and you set it the right way, you're able to prop your Steam Deck, and then that also acts as a dock if you would like. So if you didn't have a dock or didn't really want to get a dock, you can have one just kind of built in if you bought the right case. And I think it's pretty cool. And then the next thing, the number one thing that you're going to need is some kind of bag to put your Steam Deck in. And of course, the bag of choice for me is a Rainey pack. If you're not familiar with a Rainey pack is a multimedia backpack that pretty much are able to play video games, but is also able to stream your favorite movies, TV shows, music, all that other good stuff. But my primary purpose is for it to play video games. This particular one, this was a prototype. That's why you see all the different patches and everything. But this one was a prototype. This one was mainly used to carry my laptop at the time. And then I just ended up using a different bag. What I noticed is the perfect size for my Steam Deck. So of course we're going to continue to use this bag. Feel free to check out more of my Rainey Pack content on Instagram, TikTok. And you can even hashtag it on YouTube. It'll definitely pop up. But those are your 10 essentials that you're going to need for your Steam Deck. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next video.